So what I'd like to do now is actually do a mindfulness practice. And we are going to move into something a little bit more formal, which would be, I'll guide you through this, but finding a posture that's conducive to concentration. Your brain's been busy working, and it might be difficult to concentrate or sustain attention. It might be easy to fall asleep, actually. And so the idea would be to find a posture in your chair that is comfortable, but also will be conducive to concentrating, because we want to be awake. This is all about wakefulness. A second thing I'll offer is to really treat this like another kind of experiment, right? What happens if I try to use my attention in this other way? What happens if we do nothing but in this particular way? And this way is with an intention to hold attention in the present moment, okay? With a kind of open and curious attitude. And that's where this idea of treating it as an experiment. What happens? Oh, look at this. My mind just went over there. How interesting. I'm going to bring it back. So there's kindness, there's flexibility and willingness to follow whatever happens during this experiment with the intention to keep coming back to the present moment. And we often will use some kind of anchor for attention. You're probably familiar with this, and it's the breath. It could be anything that's really available in the present moment. For some people, and this is important, the breath or anything in the sort of chest or upper body area can be triggering. Some people get really anxious when they focus on their breathing. So I find noticing the expansion and contraction of my belly is an excellent anchor, but there are many others. Again, listen to sound, feel the sensations of the chair under your butt or your feet on the ground. Any stimulus that is available to you in the present moment, often through your body and your senses, is a great anchor for this practice. So now would be the right time to, again, find a comfortable posture in your chair. And many people find it sometimes easier to concentrate on and keep attention on the anchor with the eyes closed. So you're invited to do that. And let's just transition into that. So closing the eyes, if that's comfortable for you. And just noticing, again, with that curiosity, what's it like when you close the eyes and orient towards more inward perception? What's the internal environment like? How's the breath? How's the mind? Is it busy and active? It may be helpful to take 2 or 3 deep, calming breaths. A nice deep inhale, and then a slow, smooth exhale. Sometimes that could just help calm some of the agitation or restlessness. Just noticing what's already here again, the level of thinking, the level of how one feels, exhausted, stressed, sad, joyful, peaceful, all is welcome. What's happening at the level of body sensations, getting curious about that as well. Is there discomfort from sitting? Does it feel nice? And then transitioning now to finding that anchor. So it could be the sensations of breathing at the belly or the chest. It could be sound. It could be the sensations of the legs or the back against the chair. feet against the ground. Any one of those is fine. And we step into this practice now with an intention to hold our attention on this anchor and getting really curious about what the mind is up to. Is it wandering off to some other thing? Are we able to bring it back? Even if that happens 1,000 times, it's just a really interesting experiment. Just noticing if attention is being pulled away. And if that is the case, really gently, with kindness, letting go, starting again, coming back to the anchor. Just becoming curious about what it's like to work with attention in this way, with no agenda. There's no mountaintop to get to here. There's no Himalayan mountaintop to look out from or special state to achieve. It's very simple. Opening up to whatever is here. And seeing if it's possible to fully accept, to fully be with whatever that is, even if it's unpleasant, even if there's lots of mind wandering. It's a kind of radical act of self-care. To imagine that there's nothing else that needs to be done right now other than being fully present with what is already here. Now, expanding awareness from the anchor. So whether it's sound or body sensations or any other anchor into the present moment, the idea now is to expand. So taking in, if it's a body sensation, the entire upper body, for example. If it's a sound, expanding to the head, the whole upper body. And so noticing slowly as you expand from the anchor, you take in more and more of the body. So you've got the whole upper body, the head, including now the arms and the hands. All the contact with the chair, tabletop, if there is any, and continuing down and opening up and expanding to include the legs and the feet as well. Noticing if it's possible to cultivate this broader, more expansive, more spacious awareness. Body as a whole, the body in contact with chair, the floor, even the air that we're swimming in currently. And knowing that we're going to come back into contact with each other as we come back into our group here, but just taking a moment, if it feels right, to acknowledge your own experience. If there's any insight or any clarity that emerged or any intention for the rest of the day or the rest of the week or month or whatever. And really at your own pace, when it feels right, when it feels complete, you're welcome to open your eyes and bring your attention back into our group.